With advances in technology, greater emphasis today is being placed on fire safety in all of our means of transportation, at sports and entertainment venues, in all aspects of our daily lives. Experts agree that 70% or more of all deaths in a fire are due to smoke inhalation by toxic smoke of carbon monoxide, cyanide, and many other toxic gases and dust. Medical experts all agree that within the first 2 or 3 minutes of breathing toxic smoke or dust that you may suffer from shock or even cardiac arrest. Fighting fires with fire extinguishers can be deadly if you are not prepared with the proper breathing devices. We're going to look at the Grenfell Tower disaster, June 14, 2017, in the London, UK area. This apartment building was doomed from the very beginning, simply because they didn't take proper measures in order to protect the inhabitants by giving them proper breathing apparatus in case of a fire and toxic smoke. The reality is, if you listen to the video that was recently released by Sky News, that they say within 45 minutes they could evacuate the building. Well, 3 minutes without air, we as humans will die. In fact, on 9/11, there were over 1,000 fire escape smoke hoods in each of the Twin Towers, but didn't save anyone's life. The reason why? Simply because they were only good for 15 minutes. Now, this is simple math, this is logical, but if you can get the people out of the building in 45 minutes, and you've only got 15-minute smoke hoods, guess what? You don't have enough time. People are going to die. Listen and learn.
Heavily criticised in a series of expert reports released on the first day of the public inquiry's evidence sessions. Chartered fire engineer Dr. Barbara Lane wrote that the policy had effectively failed barely half an hour after the fire started. Her analysis is one of 5 expert reports published today. They look at the facts of what happened in the early hours of the 14th of June last year. Some other key findings contained in those documents are the external spread of the fire, leading to total failure of that stay-put policy. Poorly performing fire doors contributed significantly to the spread of smoke and fire. And the fire brigade could not control the tower's lift, and that meant delays accessing the source of the fire. Sky's Gerard Tubb is sifting through hundreds of pages of these reports, joins us from the newsroom. How much of this is brand new information, Gerard?
Well, there's a lot of new information in here. These are experts who have looked in great detail at the failures of this building. We knew that combustible insulation and combustible cladding fitted to the outside to meet the government's energy-saving targets had created danger and helped to spread the fire. And we knew that the windows were part of the problem, as were the fire doors. We knew that as well. We just didn't realise how much of a problem they created. Those windows set into that new cladding system on the outside of the building meant there was a gap between the plastic windows and the concrete of the building, and that gap, Barbara Lane explains, was filled in the main with more combustible plastic material, some of it inside the flats. So the fire, which started in that flat on the 4th floor, escaped out through those gaps around the side of the windows into combustible cladding, which wasn't fitted properly. We showed in our documentary in November, looking at Britain's fire safety crisis, that if you had that plastic insulation panelling fitted to the outside of a building and the edges of it weren't taped with foil to keep flames and heat away, it would burn like fun. And that's what they found, that it wasn't taped on that building. So molten plastic material was setting fire to more insulation, and it was then going through into the windows of flats above and round the building. So that is what led to this quote from Dr. Barbara Lane about what went wrong. The underlying assumptions of the building design, she says, were now undermined by the spreading external fire and the resulting internal spread of fire and smoke. This meant there was a total failure of the principles of stay put. It rendered the stay put strategy unfit for purpose before 26 minutes past 1. And she goes on to say that really the safety window for people getting out of that building, instead of being told, stay in your flat, that's the safest place. Because this building was so dangerous, to be safe, everyone should have been out of that building 45 minutes after the first 999 call, which was just before 1 o'clock on the 14th of June last year. Now,
did you listen to what this gentleman, who they say are experts, that they should have been able to evacuate the building within 45 minutes? 3 minutes without air, you're dead. Are you prepared? Believe me, there are companies worldwide that are prepared. Federal Express, the NBA, these people already have our products that provide either 30 or 60 minutes of breathable air. Anything up to the 20th floor, we will provide only 30 minutes. Above the 20th floor, only 60 minutes of protection. In fact, we're the only company that actually provide a smoke hood for children ages 5 to 12 as well, that gives you 30 minutes of breathable air. Listen and learn.
This training tower behind me is where the Monarch Fire Department practices different fire scenarios. Fires cause smoke and poisonous gases like cyanide, which quickly numb the senses. People who are trapped in a fire quickly become disoriented and confused, and that can hamper their escape.
One of the first things that's going to happen is panic. They're going to become very scared, and that's going to overwhelm a lot of times any reasoning ability.
And that's where a fire escape hood could be a lifesaver. But do they work? Jeff Locker, the Monarch Fire Department, helped us test the fire escape hood inside this training tower.
My initial reaction was it fits surprisingly well. I was surprised for something that is non-fire service oriented to fit as well as it does. It fits quite similar to the mask that we use.
Locker entered this room in the training tower, which quickly filled with smoke. After 5 minutes, I checked in with him.
How you doing so far?
Doing good. Yeah, these things work real well.
10 more minutes passed, which means Blocker has been inside this smoky room for 15 minutes. He gave the mask 2 thumbs up.
Jeff, you spent 15 minutes in a smoky room with that mask on. Give us your final critique.
I thought it held up real well. Didn't seem to have any problems with it. You had a real good smoky environment in there. Didn't notice any problems with any real bad leaking. Seemed to hold up real well.
The smoke Jeff Blocker breathed for 15 minutes was non-toxic, similar to the smoke used in movies or on the stage.
He still would have been able to smell if there was any leaks in the mask, or if the filter wasn't working. That smell should have been coming through, and he would have known if it was leaking.
So that was a fair test?
I think so.
The smoke detector warns us for what's going to actually save us in a situation where there's a fire and there's a smoke.
Wherever you are today, potential danger from smoke and fire exists. The materials used today in our homes creates lethal amounts of smoke and dust. Are you safe at home? When traveling, at work, or being entertained? We have the solutions that are essential for a safe and secure future for you. We look forward to working together with you, saving lives. Take steps today. Protect yourself. You have insurance on your house. You have insurance on your car. You have insurance for your family. You have medical insurance. Why? In case something happens, you're protected. This is just another level form of protection. For as little as pennies on the day, you can have 5 years protection knowing that you're safe, protected against any kind of toxic smoke or gas. In fact, we offer a free one-time replacement warranty during the 5 years. If you use it, we'll replace it absolutely free. Contact us now and protect your life as partners in saving lives.